The following video is made possible by 20th Century Fox. How's it going, people? Ross here, and a couple hours ago, the Forever 400 at Homestead Miami Speedway finished. We're going to talk about yesterday's Xfinity and truck races and today's Cup race. The Truck Series, the elimination race of the round of eight was yesterday because the Truck Series are not racing at Martinsville next week. So it ends up with cars with the top four finishers being your championship four for the Truck Series: Carson Hocevar, Ben Rhodes, Corey Heim, and Grant Enfinger. Carson Hocevar gets his fourth win of the year, I believe, and he joins Rhodes, Heim, and Enfinger in the final four. Personally, of the four, I want Carson Hocevar, especially that he's going to Cup next year. He's driving the 77 for Spire, so it would be pretty cool to see him win the title because he definitely deserves it. Same could be said for Corey Heim. He's had a pretty good season. Grant Enfinger and his Phoenix will be the last race for GMS in the trucks as they're shutting down. So lots of storylines. Bailey Curry ends up in 5th, Stuart Friesen in 6th, Matt Crafton in 7th, Raja Karuth in 8th, Ty Majeski, who's eliminated from the playoffs, ends up 9th, and Chase Purdy 10th. Trevor Bain in that 25 truck ends up 14th. Marco Andretti, making his second career Truck Series start, ends up 18th. The other three playoff drivers who were eliminated, Nick Sanchez ends up 17th. Christian Eckes ends up 20th. And Zane Smith, who crossed the line second, ends up disqualified. So there's no points anymore. Just that Carson Hocevar, Ben Rhodes, Corey Heim, and Grant Enfinger are your championship four going into Phoenix in 2 weeks. The Xfinity Series at Homestead the Xfinity Series will race at Martinsville next week. So this was their second race for the round of 8. And once again, just like the Charlotte Roval 2 weeks ago, Sam Mayer wins his way to the next round. Sam Mayer wins his way into the championship 4, barely holds off Riley Herbst. John Nemechek ends up 3rd, Austin Hill in 4th. They have extremely good days. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in his second Xfinity start of the year, in his second and final Xfinity start of the year, ends up 5th. Great for him. And Daniel Hemrick in 6th, Parker Kligerman in 7th, Brandon Jones in 8th, Sammy Smith in 9th, and Joe Graf Jr. in 10th. The other playoff drivers, Cole Custer ends up 13th, Justin Allgaier in 15th, Sheldon Creed and Chandler Smith did not finish the race with Josh Berry, along with Josh Berry. So heading into Martinsville for the Xfinity Series, Sam Mayer locked into the championship 4. John Nemechek pretty safe, plus 44. Cole Custer, who was leading the race late and then had a tire go down, he and Austin Hill are plus 3. Justin Allgaier minus 3. Sammy Smith minus 49. Chandler Smith minus 54. It was announced the other day that Chandler Smith will most likely be going to Joe Gibbs Racing next season in the Xfinity Series. So he and Sammy Smith is going to Junior Motorsports. And then Sheldon Creed minus 65. Also announced that Sheldon Creed is leaving Richard Childress. So he might be going to Gibbs next season as well. And finally, today's race, the Forever 400, in honor of Kevin Harvick's final race at Homestead, where he won the Cup Series championship 9 years ago. And he drives the 4 cars. So it's called the Forever 400. But he ends up 11th. Kevin Harvick ends up 11th. He was quiet all day, but it was the playoff drivers who took over. Just like last year, Christopher Bell wins his way into the championship 4. Bell with his 5th career win. 6th career win, sorry. He won earlier this year on the dirt of Bristol, at Bristol Dirt. And Bell, who until the big incident of the race was running a lap down. That's at the top 20. He took advantage of the short runs and got the lead and took the lead away from William Byron. All right, and he comes in clutch again. Ryan Blaney with a solid run ends up second. He was the only one who could challenge Kyle Larson today. And before the incident, I'll get to the incident in a second. Tyler Reddick, who's always good at Homestead, ends up third. William Byron ends up fourth. AJ Allmendinger, the highest non-playoff driver, ends up fifth. Bubba Wallace, who started on the front row, ends up sixth. Ty Gibbs in seventh. Joey Logano in eighth. Eric Almirola in ninth. We still don't know if he's retiring, huh? And Austin Dillon in 10th. I don't like Austin Dillon. The only other playoff driver that finished the race, Chris Buescher, all the way in 21st. Chris Buescher ran outside the top 20 all day long. I thought Homestead was one of Buescher's better racetracks, but I guess not. Brad Keselowski had a problem. I don't know what it was. Then Ross Chastain and John Hunter Nemechek. Ross Chastain was caught up in a wreck. John Hunter Nemechek in the 42, in a one-off in the 42. He will be in the 42 full-time next year. Got also caught up in that wreck. Then big playoff and then the big incident of and then two playoff implications. Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin. Truex had an engine blow, and Denny Hamlin slammed the wall, had something broke in the car, and slammed the wall. So they both DNF'd. Kyle Larson also DNF'd. He won stage 1, led most of stage 2, but when the final thing of green flag pit stops came in, Larson was right behind Blaney, and he tried to outbrake him. Sorry about that. So Larson tried to outbrake Blaney on pit road and crashed into the barrels. We've seen that before at Homestead, but to see Kyle Larson choke like that is crazy. Never fear, Larson fans. Kyle Larson is still locked into the championship board with his win at Las Vegas last week. So, looking ahead to Martinsville next weekend, Christopher Bell joins Kyle Larson. They are now both locked into the championship board. 2 spots are left. William Byron sitting pretty, plus 30. Ryan Blaney also sitting pretty, plus 10. Tyler Reddick, minus 10. Martin Truex Jr. and Denny Hamlin, who DNF'd, minus 17. And Chris Buescher somehow still ends up 21st. It's minus 43, so he definitely needs to win next weekend, which I doubt that's going to happen. So this is Ross Belkin signing off Sunday, October 22nd, 2023. See y'all next week for Martinsville. Peace.